humans, ghouls, and mutate fools. Welcome to the channel Beware Mutate Zombies. I am Mara, Mutate Zombie. You don't beware me because Wuthering Waves did not steal my soul, did not crush my heart, it did not drain my brain. I am all good in the neighborhood. It just got weirder as I continued playing. For those of you who saw the video, you saw some of the glitches. Like, in the thumbnail, I tried to do my best to show that really, really bad animation scene, but, you know, you can only do so much, and those arms, that was weird, man. That was weird. For those of you who watched, you know what I'm talking about. That was a horrible scene. That was just bad. Anyways, I am A-okay, so you don't need to beware me. Yay! Today we are going to continue playing Mask of the Rose. I'm thinking of doing a stream on Sunday on Twitch. Link is down in the... Oh, yeah. Also, hey, you know what you should do right now? You know what you should do? Like, subscribe, and remember to comment if you're able to comment. If you're not able to comment, because I know that, like, if you're watching on your TV, it doesn't allow you to do that. So just send your brain waves, send good vibes via your brain. I will feel them. Maybe, possibly. I don't know how it works. But maybe, hey, you know, good vibes. Just keep sending them. We got a lot of bad vibes out there with the zombie apocalypse thing going on. So yeah, just you know, good vibes. Send them my way. But I'm thinking of doing a stream on the weekend. I'm thinking Sunday. It depends. Another zombie and I, you've seen her around, Sabre. We're planning on going to the movie theater. We're gonna go see what movies did not get destroyed during the apocalypse, and just watch some movies, because we miss theaters so much. The smell of the popcorn, all those sweets and snacks, and I mean, there's not going to be any lines because, you know, I mean, there could be lines. We haven't gone to look, and, you know, we could clear it out. We clear it out, make it the first non-zombie location where you can watch movies, you know, that would be cool. But, yeah, we have plans, so I'm not sure specifically which day I might be streaming. I'm thinking Sunday, and I'm going to finish off Spellcaster University because I realized I didn't finish it. And Sabre was the one who realized it. You may hear her in the background. It depends on if they're available, so we'll find out. But yeah, so today we are going to play Mask of the Rose, get some more lore, get some more story, maybe make some money, please. I need money. I need it badly. I totally screwed myself up. I know I did. I know I did by getting fired by Mr. Pages. But at least I'm not having to deal with watching Mr. Pages and Grizz with their romance. That'd be awkward since I'm the only other person working there from what we could see. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what we will learn in Fallen London. Okay? Yeah. Ah, I'm just so excited. Okay. We're gonna go, and we're gonna go. Ah, right here. Okay. Nah. Recall the past. Jumble grab bag. Alright, let's see. Horatio and Grizz were less comfortable together. There was time when I didn't go to dinners. Theophilus and Horatio had their differences back then. It seemed like they had their differences now a little bit. Maybe. Let's go. I'm not really, like, invested in any of these, so let's go with Horatio and Grizz were less comfortable together. Whoa! What a remarkable painting. Oh, the right, Grizz. What a remarkable painting, Mrs. Chapman. It must be this one with the, there's a bull, and, I don't know what else is there. That is an interesting painting. You're kind to say so. They were stiff with each other back in those days. Grizz always talked as though... Whoa, she's in a dress! That dress does not suit her either, with the color and her hair color. It does not suit her. I'm glad she's no longer wearing dresses. Grizz always talked as though she wished she were somewhere else and she didn't have trousers yet. The lion's expression is very amiable. I recognized what the painting might mean to Grizz. I recognized what the painting might mean to Horatia. I stayed out of it. What the painting might mean to Grizz. There are forms of art one does not find in a society townhouse. Yes, I confess I am at a loss. It's difficult to comment on the taste and composition when it's so unlike anything. Ooh, I think my accent is leaving me. Oh, I'm almost done with having accents. Grizz's accent is leaving me. Archie's accent, I'm pretty sure, is like just garble, goop, now. You know, that. So, oh, like, I'm glad the accents are leaving me, but also I'm sad that I couldn't keep them for the entire time. That's okay. Comment was not required. Grizz didn't like being out of her depth. Back then, almost everything at Chapman's boarding house was a slightly uncomfortable surprise for her. The painting depicts the peaceable kingdom. The lion shall lay down with a lamb, and the little child shall lead them. Ah, scripture. It's not Leviticus. That's the book with all the putting to death. Isaiah. The painting was a gift to my father from a Quaker friends. From a Quaker friends, not from a Quaker friends. Ugh. Okay, I don't think I have anything really... Oh, I need to learn more. Do I need to actually have a who? Ooh, I could say that. Ooh. Rat power. The rat prophet king dwelled in power in the shadows of the Neath and drew into its congregation every promising new rat. A rat prophet king saw the rat alone, separate from the kinship of rats, and spoke to him out of the darkness. A rat rendered mannerly thanks to this kind service. A rat joined this congregation and worshipped faithfully under this leadership. Meanwhile, the rat prophet king's deeds had offended the king of the deep sea. He was transformed into an island and sank beneath the waves. Ooh. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's the one that I want, but let's go ahead and see what we've got here. We've got the Bazaar, Devil's Townhouse, Hogsley Market, Landau's, Tenterground Synagogue, Archie, Ferret Shop, Thrall Street. Let's see, the Landau's, see whether David needs anything, interview David about motives for Archie. Interview Rachel about how Archie and David interacted. Confront Phoebe. Oh, there was something I was going to ask, wasn't there? Oh, man. It had to do with Phoebe and... what was it? Hold on. Wait. Go back. Journal. Wait. Hold on. Stories. No. Whodunit? The Carringhams. But I don't know where the Carringhams are. And Archie wouldn't really tell me much about things. Let's see. So my goals: baptize Algernon, revise the narrative into something more conventional. Okay. Find patron saint for rats. Wear academic garb. Infiltrate the library of St. Dunstan's at the bazaar, and seek a patron. Oh, okay. I don't have anything academic, so that's not gonna go anywhere. I need one more penny for that. Craft questions with unknowns to ask people. Revise the theory with new information until I'm happy. Report the results to Harjeet. Oh, right. Can't do that. Okay, so let's just go back here. What is this? Search the archives in the bazaar for side streets. Harji can show me some new routes. Would Ivy know anything about Phoebe? Ferret won't give me anything about Archie or Phoebe. And Archie would not give me anything else. So let's go ahead to the market and interview Ivy about Phoebe, because I would not have thought that they would know each other. Oh well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I remember them interacting once. Maybe. I could be insane. I'm satisfied with this. I'm wearing a hat that I bought from her. Oh hey, they know each other. That's not bad at all, is it? Oi, my lady, look at this. Ferrets lifted a few clocks and watches and dashed if the blooming rats didn't christen them right up to sell again. And they keep a better time than they did before. It's probably because they have small hens. We didn't steal the clockwork, by the by. It was brought in by way of some houses no longer in habitation, so to say. Ooh, I wonder if Harjeet would be able to lead me to those people. Oh, I should do that. Okay. And you wouldn't want someone to see the marks on them and think they was nicked. Draw swift conclusions about them both, express strong views on property rights, suggest a charitable distribution of watches. I guess there are some people in town that need a watch and can't get one, due to the cost. That might be so, but the ladies and gentlemen spend more for them. Ask Ivy if she'll answer questions about David Landau. Yes. I want to ask about the murders. I had a question or two for you. Can I ask him while he's here too? Where I come from, we don't inform for free. You want me to remember something? It'll cost you a tuppence. Refuse, I have no money. Not a chance of that. Then we'll talk about other things, won't we? Ask about her work, ask if she'll answer questions, ask about her work. Simply ask about her employment. Is this your chief employment? Here's the thing about working in the houses of fine ladies. They leave their letters lying about and tell themselves you can't read. They gossip about their affairs and fancy that you're deaf. Well, I have a rule, and it shows a generous and charitable spirit at that. First time you forget I've got eyes and a brain, no harm. I shut my minces and I keep my houndslows clamped. I have not heard of minces and hounslows. But do it again, your secrets are mine and my secrets are my living. Note that I also embrace opportunities when I find them and remark that it doesn't sound a very reliable enterprise, just she'll come to regret. No. Embrace the opportunities. Good thinking. The owner of a secret doesn't know when it's been stolen. As you can see. Better to be able to take an opportunity when it's offered than to make a plan. Plans break. You're not bad company to have around, I must say. I'd be glad to talk to you again if you were to come back. Often there's customers, but sometimes there aren't. Okay. I'm gonna say befriend, because I like her idea. Like, that's a good way to make some extra coin, and also, like, she'll keep her mouth shut about something. Like she seems reliable in some certain senses. Like, and 2 pennies isn't that much considering everybody else wants 5. So, yeah, sure. And I don't see anything, like, off about her or off-putting, like with Theophilus or the ones in the Devil's Townhouse. So, yeah, sure. I'll befriend her. I would like that. That suits. I have something for you. Some of us want to make ourselves at home in a place we weren't born to. If anyone asks when you're rubbing elbows in good company, you tell them you got it from me. I'm trusting you to spread the word. But if they ask, I charged you a good high price and you were glad to pay it. Or they'll say, old Ivy's gone soft in the head. Ooh, warm, handsome, hard-wearing, inspires a lofty attitude and an inclination to protect the weak. That is very nice. I like that. Alright. I do have another errand. Hold on. I want to change. That is nice. I like that. The cloak says wealth. The hat says fashion. What if I put the lapel on? I am, to all appearances, dressed for a louche club. Okay. I don't know what a louche club is, but yeah, I like that. That is nice. Um, the cloak says, cloak and hat lay claim to wealth and command. Ooh. This must be suitable wherever we go, I feel. Yeah. The cloak says that there's wealth and breeding in my recent past. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want the hat. Okay. The apron makes it look like I should be behind a counter. The hat says I'm wearing the wares of a highly superior milliner. Let's go with that. I like that. Alright, head outside. Roll street. Ask Harjeet to show me a route. Because I want to find the Cunninghams. I'm satisfied with this. I look so nice. Hello, Lilac. Describe the flying beast? Yes. I was at the church when something enormous landed on the roof. Not a bat or an ordinary bird. It looked in on us from above for some time before it gave up and flew off. It was huge, man. I thought the ceiling was going to cave down on us. I go on for some time and make no effort to hide how frightening the whole business was. The description becomes more frank as I go on. I see. I'm glad you told me. Harjeet hints that I should say a bit more about myself. Boast of the fine people I helped dress. Talk about the inventive side of tailoring. Yes, the inventive side of tailoring. I speak of my family's background and the fine people we had the honor to dress. I talk about the invention of new styles and the challenge of finding the right ambassadors to wear them. The air is warmer for just a moment, briefly comforting. Harjeet may have hoped to hear something else. Ask Harjeet about some new destinations. Parliament. Oh, that's the only one? Okay. Do you know how to get to the old Parliament building? I know, but it's not an easy walk. The area wants visitors less than most. I'd be away from my beat for a long time. Pay for his trouble, ask him to do as a favor, as he owes me. Drop the topic. Perhaps another time then. For a moment, no one speaks. If you found your way to the surface, would you come back down here? Or would you count yourself well and free of it? I'd say I'd come back if there was someone here I loved. I'd say I'd never come back. I'd say I'd return. Yeah, if there was someone I cared for, I'd come back. Let him tell me whatever he likes. Ask whether Harjeet still has feelings for his lost lover. Ask Harjeet about some new destinations. Oh, that's the only one? Okay. Yeah, maybe? I mean, he's been looking for him all this time, so I feel like he would, so he can tell me whatever he likes. I'm just gonna assume that he does. He's gotta feel something for his lover. He speaks in a low voice, just loud enough for me to hear, but so that anyone, even a few feet further, would not make out the words. And he tells me about whatever comes into his mind to mention. When he was young, his father was much involved with the politics of the court in Lahore and attached to one particular son of the Maharaja. Now, Harjeet unpacks their names from his memory and schools me in their family relationships. That's a lot of information. Horatio will be setting out for the food now. To dinner! Dinner, 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 dinner. How's the new feast coming along? The masters have been planning a celebration for the whole city to coincide with Valentine's Day. The organization is a disgrace. The supplies are insufficient, and their distribution through the city leaves a great deal to be desired. Excellent. I beg your pardon. It just sounds so invigorating for you, Miss Griselda. Point out it's obviously meant as a distraction. Commend Grizz's efforts. It's good that you're working so hard on this. Once it's finished, there will be another task at least equally difficult, and possibly with even less of a purpose. Make sure to help clear the dishes. Always clear the dishes. When the meal's over, I give Horatio a hand. Good of you. You're welcome. Anytime. Go to sleep. Okay, so I guess I could go and look for side streets then. As usual, I resort to the morning papers. The headline today reads, Imports from above, silks, confections, and a full supply of crickets. The crickets are odd, but confections are nice. Recall the past. We already went about that less comfortable one, so let's go with there was a time when I didn't go to the dinners. Are you ill, my friend? You may find you have an appetite if you get out a bit. Take a walk and stretch legs. Constable Harjeet will take you if you want to go. I am grateful for their concern. It only annoyed me. I felt nothing. So let's see. If I didn't want to interact with people and they kept trying to get me to eat, I think I'd feel nothing. Like, I wouldn't feel grateful. I'd be like, oh, it's nice of them to be concerned. Like, in the moment. Like, looking back on it, yeah, I'm grateful. But in the moment, I would probably be feeling nothing. I didn't answer. I don't like to see you in this state. Come downstairs. We've said our piece. Best to leave it. Yes, leave it. Leave me alone. I just want to be alone. So sad. Okay. House Lane Market. No, I want to go to the bazaar and see the side streets. This never requires me to present myself as a member of the College of Auditors. Only as one of their number can I gain access to all the volumes confiscated from London's institutions of learning and archives of the church. They are not far from the offices of the ministry, but in hours lurking outside their doors reveals a consistent rule for those admitted. I need to have more academic look if I mean to blend in the archives. I should change. I'd rather go somewhere else. Oh, that's not academic enough? Alright, let's go somewhere else then. Alright. Like, this guy, Milton, said he... Wait, see whether Milton knows of a motive for Archie. Yes! I got the motive for Phoebe, now tell me about Archie. I consider what impression this will make on the Miltons. I'm satisfied with this. I look nice. Hello, to what do I owe the pleasure? Oh, you're very nice now for some reason. Ask about motives for Archie. Supposing Archie did kill David, what possible reason could he have had? Vengeance is always a delicious motive. I recommend that one. Why would I accept this? What vengeance? Oh, I see. Vengeance for what? Oh, this is entirely hypothetical. Silence falls. Milton considers whether there is anything to add. Until our next meeting, Lilac, we can exchange further tokens of distrust next time. You're just being an asshole now. Time to run another errand today. What the hell? That wasn't helpful at all. Okay. Interview Rachel about how Archie and David interacted. I don't care what they would think. I love my clothes. You have a visitor. Wait for Phoebe to go. Get out of here, Phoebe. Good to see you. I pause and look in Phoebe's direction. Flirt with Rachel, mention the arrival of surface imports. Yeah, mention the arrival. I'm not going to flirt with her. I mean, she's very pretty. I like her outfit. I like her um, occupation. But, yeah, I don't really feel things for her. I need to know her a little more. I recount the newspaper story. Wealthy patrons have received their first order of goods from the surface, including a lot of crickets for farming. I make the story as engaging as I can, plenty of detail and a fair sprinkling of dramatic pauses. The fall was worse for David than for me, I think. Though I did lose an entire draft to the spillage of ink, that does suck. Talk up our lost traditions, express relief that London's old ways are gone, talk up old lost traditions. Up there we had a settled way of doing things. Traditions, institutions. We're lost without those. It's another kind of dark. Rachel nods along and even finishes a few of my sentences for me. So, David, and I apparently get along very well mentally. What are your origins? What sort of people do you come from? I can guess a few things from your clothes and your voice, but there are contradictions. Probably because I got this coat from other person who also gave me this hat, and they're not actually mine. Boast of the fine people I helped dress, talk about the inventive side of tailoring. I speak of my family's background. Yeah, this is all the stuff that I talked to Harjeet about. It seems I've passed some test. Oh, Harjeet wanted to know about fancy people. Oh, that makes sense. He was boasting about his family and stuff. Okay. Ask permission to ask more questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the murder? There's some things I don't understand. Yes. Is David answering your questions? No, he is. Not really. If he can stand it, I suppose I can. You were here the night David returned, so you recall what happened on the day. Ask her to remind me, pass over the obvious details. I remember what he said. Motives. What was the relationship between Archie and David? Did they fight? Were they on bad terms? Not at all. They had not been acquainted long enough to be close friends, but they found some common ground. Both are great readers of elderly books. When word came of the reconnection with the surface, Archie was very interested in David's plans to return. David may have even promised to take him back up there. No one speaks for a moment. Milton visited last night to apologize. He said he could see that he had been out of line. He had reasons why he behaved as he did. I won't go into that. I've forgiven him, but he is difficult. It's an absurd thing for me to ask you, I know, but would you treat this as a confidence and give me your candid advice? Enthusiastically demand details. Details. Tell me everything. Tell me at once. If I hint at feelings for Milton, he says, "Oh, I know," in an affable way. Or, "What an inconvenience." As though I'd caught a sneeze, and he was sympathetic but didn't see what it had to do with him. Then he turns the subject to something innocuous. Remind her to consider David's feelings, ask her about what she wants, ask about the innocuous subjects. How does he change the subject? Maybe there's a meaning in it. Like what I think of Simeon's paintings, or whether I see traces of a Russian influence in London's novels. If there is a subtext in that, it is not an encouraging one. Simeon's paintings all portray handsome young men out of the Old Testament in compromising situations. However, I do not think Milton means to say that he has no taste for the company of ladies. I've thought of being his mistress. Among artists, these arrangements are tolerated more than any of us are. While David was gone, I thought about it a great deal. Why not, I thought. There's no life here for me as a respectable lady, as the woman of a Jewish household. But with David alive, no. I'd rather stay here with him, fighting to be both myself at once. As Milton's hostess, I would be only half myself. The more brilliant half, maybe, but also the weaker one. Suggest Milton had discouraged her, remind her of social risks, suggest that Milton is worryingly inhuman. You don't find Milton a bit unusual for a liaison of that sort? Rachel hesitates. Friendship has a claim on me. Curse it. Comfort Rachel while talking about my superior strength of mind. Share in the mood for a moment. Silently realize, no, share in the mood for the moment. I know how you feel. I won't say it'll get better because we're all living in a giant hole in the ground. But life will continue, probably. Thank you. Kindness is milk and honey down here. I hope it's not that kind of honey. Turn the subject to her artistic friends. Rachel falls into telling me stories of Milton's salon. It is attended mostly by writers and poets, especially daring poets will sometimes attempt a reading, but Milton's side commentary has proven a deterrent to the softer-bellied. He has no patience with work that's made to pattern. If it's a story about the uncomplaining suffering of wives, servants, children, or dogs. There's also a strict rule against paeans to the faithfulness of Penelope or Ruth or the Virgin Mary. If anyone dares to say anything like that, he quips it out of existence. She goes on like this for some time, introducing me in turn to all the characters of that world, whether highborn or not. There's a chapter waiting for me to finish it. Look after yourself, my lady. Reveal jealousy, decide to court, I have only platonic. We should be friends. I grin. It's getting late, so I'm heading back home. Plan to return to the surface, despised Archie, but he didn't though. Head outside to dinner. New ships have come to the Wolfstack docks today. Which are those, Miss Griselda? The same as they ever were. I've forgotten how London streets go together. All the names have changed. Dishes. Dishes. Go to sleep. Okay, I will do one more day, and then we will end it here. Haven't learned much, which is unfortunate. Thanks for leaving me the paper, Grizz. Pigeon population at St. Paul's eradicated by overhunting. Is it overhunting, or is it that giant creature flying around? Rachel said something curious the day David returned. Ooh. We were leaving the graveyard the day of David's return, but of course we didn't know yet that he was coming back. Horatio went home rather than coming onward to the Landaus with us. It's hard work grieving by yourself. We're meant to have relatives around. We're meant to trade stories of the dead. But part of our family was left on the surface and part was lost in the fall. Part doesn't speak to us since Mother married beneath her, and part doesn't speak to us since we changed synagogues. And part doesn't speak to us because they don't like what I write in the Lily of London. It's very fractured, our support. Almost entirely gone. I suppose I'll end up by writing him into my stories even more than he was before. He would have hated that. But I don't know a better way to do the work that has to be done. Work that has to be done, huh? What's that mean? Okay, let's see here. Build friendship, look into Ivy's goods. Interview Ivy about Phoebe. Nah, I don't have money for that. Look into Ferret's goods. Interview David about any motives for Archie. Ooh, wait, hold on. Actually, build a story. Mystery solution. Let's see. Okay, so maybe motivator was Rachel and culprit was Phoebe. Phoebe did not think as humans do. Rachel knew how to put a scandal to good professional use. Phoebe begged David for passage to the surface, imagining the social uproar to follow. Rachel swapped rat poison for the medicine Archie used. What's social uproar? Then Phoebe made an honest mistake through no fault of her own. She dosed David with the tainted medicine, ignorant of what it can now contained. Rachel thought she wanted David dead until it was far too late. Then Rachel realized her true feelings. Rachel stayed clear of the situation, pretending not to know anything. Phoebe most of all wished for the deep and inscrutable things. David was for unimaginable and monstrous outcomes. Phoebe committed the murder. David explained that murder in the need not be a permanent affair. Then Phoebe made an honest mistake. I like it more with Archie. Whoa, Archie incompetent. No, he's competent. Archie wanted to save as many patients as possible. David did not think as humans do. Archie bought rare and strange ingredients for use in drugs. David explained that murder in the need not be a permanent affair. Then Archie made an honest mistake through no fault of his own. He poisoned David with arsenic disguised as medicine. Losing the will to fight, David perished in agony. No. Archie went to save as many patients as possible. Archie bought rare and Phoebe explained that murder. Archie wanted to save as many patients. Phoebe was inconsiderate. Archie bought rare. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe, possibly. Head outside. Okay. Let's go to the synagogue. Interview David about motives for Archie. Satisfied with this? You find me taking counsel and avoiding my house, which is full of things I would rather not remember. Come straight to the point. I'm here for a reason. Lay out my theory that Phoebe slipped something in the medicine. Ask David about motives for Archie. If you think Archie did it, do you have any notion why? Had you fought at all? Were you at odds? I don't think so, though I've had time to think about it afterwards. A great deal of time to think about it. Once he made some comment on missing his family, and I may have been inconsiderate in saying how happy I was in my own family. Point out how slight a motive that would be. That hardly seems cause for murder. It's not even cause to throw a drink over you. In the ordinary course of things, I'd agree, of course, but he seemed stressed. Silent and brooding, and like someone who is drawing deep on inner resources. Though at the time I assumed it was grief he was trying to conceal and not rage. For a moment, nobody says anything. He did ask if I could take him back to the service. We spoke a little bit about my plans to go back above. He was very keen to come along. I didn't make him any promises, but I didn't say I wouldn't do it either. Remark that that isn't a motive. Note all with that without a comment. Yeah, that's also not. That's a reason to keep you alive. But in that case, he would have wanted you. Yeah, in order to perform this task that he very much wanted done. I would think so. But I can find no rational reason, so I am thrown back on my expression of strong feeling at all. Unless there's an irrational reason. If there was a mistake, I could perhaps extend as far as imagining there was some recklessness involved. Perhaps Archibald was careless, but even that appears unlikely to me. Lay out my theory that Phoebe slipped something in the medicine. I wonder whether someone other than Archie added poison to your medicine. Archie might not have had any part in it. Why poison the medicine rather than something else? Surely it would be risky if he noticed them tampering with the bottle. They'd have no good excuse. Maybe they thought it was the smaller risk to take, since it would be Archie who hanged for my murder. It's clever, I grant you, but in that case, almost anyone might have done it. I still think Phoebe was involved. You think she had a reason strong enough to make her kill me? Phoebe is happier soul than most. To have the temperament for bitterness, for vengeance like that. I think I would have to have hurt her very badly. Acknowledge this. Oh, of course. Trust me, I have known these people much longer than you. For a moment, no one speaks. I needed to get away from the house for a moment. We've had reporters on my resurrection from the newspapers. We've had medical men. We've had an artist who wanted to capture an eyewitness account of Death's appearance for his next painting. But above all, we have received half of Jewish London. Find the black humor in it, laugh coldly. Humor! There's nothing like dying to expand one's acquaintance. There's a rabbi who is very concerned that I might start some Frankist heresy, and a young man who is convinced I was sent back to life because I had left some duty unfinished for the first time. Most of all, they want my death to be an explanation for their lives, so they come to me for something that I cannot give. Ask my advice about their troubles when I've never been an expert on my own. Touch my elbow as though the fabric of my coat had something holy to impart. And all I can tell them is, I understand death less now than I ever did. When it was abound in our lives, that meant something. It gave us just enough time to have our children and tell our stories. If you can return, it signifies nothing at all. Suddenly realize the relationship I want, take a darkly sympathetic view on matters. They might give you some time to recover. You've been on a long journey. This does not seem to have occurred to most of them. Yeah. Ask about the experience? No. Ask about the experience after he died. Yeah, after you died, as opposed to the dying. When you had passed over, what happened then? I was truly dead. I found myself on a riverboat drifting towards a far shore. There were others aboard. Old men and women still wearing nightcaps as though they had died in bed. A workman with his body half crushed. I felt the companionship of all the souls that have passed that way, or who will again. Offer an interpretation based on esoteric thoughts. Just David think more closely about what he really saw. And this one. Interpretation. Maybe this represented all the stages of your own life, which you were now leaving behind. Or perhaps they were simply other people recently dead. As for the boatman, he told me that I need not stay, that I might come back to London if I would only offer him a small gift. I think what I saw was only a journey, and that there was a farther shore, but I did not reach it. Goodbye. This conversation must surely have run its course. Side to court, I have only platonic. I do not like. My opinion remains to be seen. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. I do enjoy talking to him. But, yeah. There's time to run another errand. One more errand to reckless experiments. Head outside. I mean, Milton said that he felt something, but you can't really go off of feelings, right? I don't have money. Well, you know what? I'm never gonna have money. So, interview Ivy about Phoebe as a subject, because I'm never gonna have money. I'll give her my 2 points. Yeah, sure. I'm satisfied with this. I would rather save Archie's life than be a penny pincher when I have no money anyways. Good Yule, my lady. I trust you're keeping healthy. You look superb. I wish the rest of London had tastes as advanced as yours. Come straight to the point. There's something I wish to discuss. I have a question or two for you. You've got quite the bee in your bonnet. Recollections are tuppence a throw, my friend. I'll pay up. Fair enough. Here you were at the Landau townhouse the day David died. So I was. Not that I knew it was his last day at the time. I was there to refurbish 1 or 2 of Rachel's gowns for her. It used to be your Rachel Landaus would never have their old gowns made over, but new cloth is dearer than hen's teeth now. Okay. You didn't see David while you were there? He was resting, not well enough to receive visitors. I did see Archie arrive. He might have left his bag of medicines unwatched for a time, but that's not what I was there for, was it? But you had no reason to kill him yourself? Kill him off yourself? No reason of my own. And Lord Carringham didn't pay me to do it either, before you go harrying down paths like that. He'd have had reason to, seeing that his wife was sending love notes to David Landau. and I was acquainted with him. But he didn't put me to the temptation of offering payment. Asked about Phoebe's possible motives. Could Phoebe have had a reason to want David Landau dead? Phoebe? Now there's a woman who could learn a lesson from my old man. Had you not seen she's mad in love with him, and she's never had anyone to love properly before? She's got a budget stored up, all the love she didn't put into a father or a brother or a sweetheart when she was a girl. She's set to spend it all on him if he'd ask her for a grout of it. After the route to the surface was found again, he spoke of going back above, and she begged him to stay underneath. When he was dead, she could barely lift her head. She had such a heartbreak. Ooh. What about motives for Archie? Can you think of why Archie might have meant harm to David Landau? No reason that I know of. I did see Milton on the day of the murder, carving some markings in the base of a candle. Just standing there in the parlor, shaping the wax with the end of a pen. He didn't notice me standing there. The sight of it made my hair stand up, so I backed out of the room again. Just making marks in the candle wax? Nothing to do with Archie's medicine. But a strange pastime in a stranger's parlor. Silence falls. There was a mother who came to me to confess about the death of her baby. I can listen. Go on. Well, the deed was done, and the peckish work it was. But there is still not a belly timber in the house. What? I don't want to hear about the infant body. I want to hear more for her sake. I need to hear more. Why doesn't she go on? Yeah, if you want to talk about it, talk about it. I'm here if you need me. It's alright, put it out. Asked her what she did with the body. Got a nice casket for it, or the like. How she said it was, I already learned to roast a cat. Oh, I can see in her eyes that it somehow got worse, or gets worse. And then David Landau returned from the boat with all his teeth and hair. But a person making that return with a choice cuts a peck of mist out. The spectacle isn't a gladsome sight to see in the mum's eyes. Be that how it may, hollowness alone was not enough for that woman. We had to make the memory out clean. Take the memory out clean, which is a matter I'd not have known to do above. But the crone who runs the urchin gang in these parts, she knows things. She was here before the London fell. And I say, down here, you take what advice you can. Wow. Thanks for trusting me. Thank you for telling me. Got to put that thing down somewhere. Confide, offer friendship, look into goods for sale. Something respectable and ladylike, something respectable and gentlemanly, something at home in the university, gentleman's top out. I mean, I do need to go to the university, so I guess it would be this. Perhaps it's not impressive from a fashion perspective, but it would make me welcome in a certain company. Offer a low price and hope for the best, offer fair price. I have no more money! Could I have that academic gown for a penny by any chance? The price on it is 2 full pennies. Appeal to the expectations of society, appeal to the honor of thieves and scoundrels, leave the crest as it stands. Don't buy it. Appeal to the expectations of society. I'd be sure to mention your fine goods and services to all my acquaintance. We could make you the talk of London, I dare say, put you in fashion. Ivy hesitates. I'm betraying the rules of commerce. I like nothing more than being able to help. Thank you! I'll let it go this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue. Ah, well, top of Rome for me. Decide to court, I only have platonic. Ivy and I should be friends. We should be friends! Some hint of disapproval shows up on my face. What? At this point, I go back to Horatius. Was hired by someone rich, asked David to stay below, offered arcane aid. Ooh, I think maybe the motivator was Milton, but the culprit was Phoebe. Phoebe loved David. Asked David to stay below. Hope to end humiliation. Poised David, while Milton served an eldritch purpose. Told of impermanent murder. Served an eldritch purpose. Offered arcane aid. Okay, so Phoebe fell in love with David Landau. Milton did not think as humans do. Phoebe feared David would go back to the surface, leaving her behind, or otherwise ending the relationship. Milton explained that murder in the Neath need not be a permanent affair. Phoebe felt humiliated. She poisoned David with arsenic disguised as medicine. Milton remained unknowable. Milton traced a sigil of the correspondence on the medicine bottle, rendering it 10 times more potent. Milton traced a sigil of the correspondence on the medicine bottle. What? No. I don't think that's what he did. Envenom post, tainted drug, arsenical cloth, unknown methods. It was definitely that. Milton feigned ignorance about the whole affair. I mean, he has been the entire time. Saving it. I think this is it. I think this is the answer. I could cheat and find out, but I'm pretty sure this is the answer. I really want to look it up. Go to supper. Clean up the dishes. Go to sleep. Okay, look, I know I said one more day, but, like, I want that 300, okay? Like, I know 6 is an even day and stuff, but also there are things that I want to test out and, like, put into practice. I want to see if I'm right. Come see Tristram Bagley's newest opera, Witness the Rise of a Prodigy. Right. Recall the past. Theophilus and Horatia had differences back then. Someone had come to ask Archie about the Christmas services. Theophilus? May I rely on you, then, to read the second lesson? Oh, if I must, but... The sacrifice of Isaac? No, that is to say, yes, that's the right lesson, but he isn't sacrificed in the end, of course. That, naturally, was a miracle. Or was the miracle. Am I remembering Archie right? He's a little less condescending now. If Horatia... It's Horatia I recall best. He's a little less condescending now. Maybe the meiotic cataclysm has softened him. I've always been more partial for the fourth lesson. But consider how the second lesson ends. Your descendants will take possession of the cities in of their enemies. That's the verse I most dislike. Theophilus probably wasn't at all sympathetic. Maybe he listened to her. Maybe Horatia put her foot down. When we come to that part of the lesson, I may have a fit of coughing. I wouldn't be surprised if no one can hear it at all on that night. It's not easy for being a vicar when one's parishioners are all as stubborn as a pharaoh. I can definitely see her being more stubborn. And not stubborn, but like, you know what I mean. Okay. So I think my story is good. I think that fits. See whether ask Milton about whether Milton had means for murder. See whether Virginia needs anything. Milton has I have no more money for you. Interview Phoebe about whether Milton had been involved. Hold on. Let's see. Archie, do you know? Okay, let's go ahead and present my theory, because I don't know if I'll get another chance. It doesn't much matter what I'm wearing. Yeah, okay. And if I bring Archie a case that can't be brought to trial, he'll tell me that quickly so I can... Okay, cool. Otherwise, telling him might lead straight away to an arrest. Archie is familiar with me by now. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm pretty sure that my suggestions are good. I'm pretty sure. Mention the opera. I recount the newspaper story Tristan Bagley has begun a new opera. I make this story as engaging as I can, plenty of detail, and a fair sprinkling of dramatic repauses. It is interesting to observe the English aristocracy in their native habitat. From prior experience, I believe I can fill in what the newspapers only allude to. Express disappointment in the elevated class, move lightly to new topics, simply drop lightly to new topics. I'll laugh, but I'll let the subject drop. A rare moment of peace. Theophilus has had half the parish out on the streets. It seems the vicar believes the good work now happens door to door. Joke darkly, imply he's being unreasonable, ask what's going on. Do you know what's at the bottom of it? Mr. Weathernwick has told his flock to visit all of their neighbors and discover who is in need. But they are not all prepared for the work they are doing. Suggest you train some of them, discourage him from risking himself. Yeah, train some of them. Could you teach them? Give them some training as deputies? They have not asked for my guidance. I do not attend St. Albans, but I've not known Theophilus to intervene so much. I wonder what has alerted him. Present Harjeet my theory. I believe I know what happened and why. When I start to explain, however, Harjeet stops me. The only person who dosed David was Archie. That was all gone over in the inquest. You could claim someone else was involved, maybe. Say they influenced him or they tampered with the bottle. But only Archie gave the medicine. You can't convince me anyone else spooned it into Mr. Landau. You might make different questions up before you go speaking to witnesses again. You'd be surprised how much it changes things. But this accusation? No. I couldn't persuade the court to take on this prosecution. Okay, so I do need to have Archie on as... Okay. Go attend to something else. Continue chatting. There's something else I didn't tell you earlier. No one speaks for a moment. This is not a matter I would explain to most people. You and I have known one another for some time, however. I think you would hear me out kindly, but if you would rather not carry my secrets... Assure Harjeet I will keep his confidence. Yeah, for sure. I believe I know what is expected in these situations. Even before the fall, I would not have married. My companion was not a lady. He was an officer who came to the Punjab. We became acquainted and then more than acquainted. I thought he and I would remain together throughout our lives. I followed him here, away from my own country and everything I knew, to the home of my former enemies. He promised me that it was worth the sacrifice. He said we would never be separated. You will observe that he isn't here. Offer solidarity, sympathize, change the subject. Yeah, sympathize. I'm sorry, we have all had a great deal to bear. Harjeet relaxes slightly. I have been looking for him since the night of the fall. I walked on streets that were tearing themselves stone from stone looking for him. Suggest the man may still be found. Ask whether he even still wants to find... Yeah. We can keep looking. Perhaps you will still find him. It becomes more unlikely. Let him tell me whatever he feels like. Ask Harjeet if he still has feelings. Ask Harjeet about some new destinations. I have no money. Tell me whatever you like. By now I have learned the chief figures of Harjeet's childhood, the aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters, and their functions in his life. He lays out the politics in which they lived, the princes and royal wives whom they served. And he gives some passing sense of the larger and more distant game, the other princes of India and the emissaries of the East India Company. Judging by the clock, I can afford another errand today. Sought lost beloved. Okay. So... she would be the motivator. And Archie is here. So this is still... want to save patience. Let's see. Retrace a sigil of correspondence and render it... No. Pretended not to know. Okay, so... Archie most of all wished for health for the Neath, Phoebe for David's love. Archie bought rare and strange ingredients for use in drugs. Phoebe swapped rat poison for the medicine Archie used. Then Archie made an honest mistake. Through no fault of his own, he dosed David with tainted medicine, ignorant of what it now contained. Phoebe stayed clear of the situation, pretending not to know anything. Okay, save and exit. Alright, head outside and... let's go... Oh wait, I need to change outfit. The gown makes it look as though I am about to deliver a lecture. Yes. Okay. Now I should be able to go here. I contemplate how this will strike people in the side streets of the bazaar. I am satisfied with this. The archive is an old brick building dating from the Stuart monarchs. Inside there is a clamor of academics, gowns swishing upon the flagstone floor. I keep my silence, letting my gown do the talking for me. I am ushered to a crumbling library at the building's heart. The archive is in a process of upheaval as London's texts are introduced to the master's own store volumes. Observe the work in hopes of learning what the magisters are up to. Focus on my task. In all the chaos, the noble subject of theology seems to be a little regarded. I am directed to a cellar that once stored casks of wine, but is now clogged with hagiography. What? It is dark as the grave. I carry a candle between the stacks, illuminating what little I can. Amidst these vinegary saints, I encounter Eligius in a slim tome on holy men in the fourth city. I find him between the false saints of hell and a niche that contains the gnawed bones of an apparent Saint Erzuli. Take the authorized volume alone. See if there's anything else to be found. I search amidst the library as my candle gutters. There are a number of improbable saints catalogued here. In lieu of any better notions, I reach for the nearest. I take one who occupies a shelf next to Eligius, a saint by the name of Tresigor. Make my exit. I hear the click of taloned feet somewhere deeper in the archive. This is not the time to linger. I make for the exit, leaving the nascent ministry to its formidable devices. The smog of London is sweet in my lungs as I leave the dust of centuries behind. Safely home, I lay out the fruits of my exploration. I set to work in the traditional manner with candle, book, and a sharp penknife. Read the hagiography of Saint Eligius. Seemingly written in his own hand, the letters sear and dance upon the page. It describes a goldsmith who vanished from Flanders long ago and fell beneath the earth. One traveler writes of meeting a man of mossy aspect holding a goldsmith's lens. He used it to teach letters from a book written in his own skin. Ugh. His Bible being lost in the descent. The text suggests he sought to teach those of varied forms about the Word made flesh. And each teaching left himself changed until at last he underwent a sea change. In traditional doctrine, Eligius's disappearance was his final miracle. But it seems down below that was but his first of many. Okay. I turn to the second text. The pages are goatskin. Saint Tresigor, they say, came to hell half-eaten. He preached amidst the native goat folk who dwelled in its shadow. He learned the law of hell such that he was able to alter himself just as he altered them. He taught them language in return. And then, wearing his new face, he entered hell, to preach the same to those that dwelled there. The text does not recount what happened after. I take the goatskin binding to be indicative. I close the book and rub the sleep from my eyes. I have learned all I can from recorded history. But the text cannot interpret itself. Now I must decide what I make of the matter of St. Eligius. It is long until dinner is served. Okay. Build a story. St. Eligius. Rat prophet. Taught speech. Okay. Saint Eligius sang through a marsh and descended into the Neath. There he came upon the prophet king of the rats. Saint Eligius conferred on him an ability to speak fluent Flemish. Other languages followed after. A rat prophet king was subdued into obedience to the church. A Rat Prophet King joined his congregation and worshipped faithfully under this leadership. Meanwhile, St. Elgius's deeds to offer the king of the deep sea offended the king of the deep sea. He was transformed into an island sank beneath the waves. Okay. I like that one. Wait. Change outfit. No one needs to see me in this. Dinner. Clear up the dishes. I want to keep playing, but I can't. I must stop. I must. I'm going to stop. I will. Grizzlies newspaper. Headline reads, Feline answering name of Pebbles accused of carrying prisoners' messages from the HMS Ungulate. Oh dear. Okay, I am going to end it here because I must, otherwise I will never stop, and that's not good. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, evening, afternoon. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please pray that I will get a job because I only have 1 penny left and I need so much money. I need money. Hopefully I also solved the Archie mystery. I think I did, but I refuse to go cheat and look. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye!